who is Iona Bain. Iona, this is effectively they're going to be taking on a huge debt if they've only got a £5,000 deposit, and interest rates are lowish, but who knows, they could start going up again.
Well, just to take that last point about interest rates, if we look at the Bank of England base rate at the moment, it's 5.25%, and it looks as if it is going to be coming down this year and next year. Yes, that process will probably be quite gradual. And look, people shouldn't buy properties based just on what the interest rates are. There should be a whole number of other factors at play. And I think one of the reasons why young people still want to get on the housing ladder, and this has been the case throughout the whole time that I've been writing the Young Money blog, one thing that has remained constant is that young people want to own their own homes. And that's not just because of the security and the stability that it provides. It's because there are significant financial advantages to being a homeowner, not least because you can pay down your housing costs over time by reducing your mortgage in a way that is just not possible with renting. And yes, you don't want young people taking on large debts that are going to take a long time to pay off. However, the alternative is that young people will be renting for the rest of their lives, and that situation is far from ideal as they head into retirement. So look, this new product from Yorkshire Building Society is really interesting. I think a deposit of £5,000 could potentially speed up the process of getting on the housing ladder for many young people, especially in London and the South East and those parts of the country that remain really expensive. And yes, we've said to young people, why don't you think about moving to a cheaper part of the country? But for a lot of those young people, they want to stay where their families and their communities are. And I think it's in all our interests that we try to level the playing field and make it more affordable for those people to remain in the communities and areas that they grew up in.
What would it cost the average if somebody does buy a £500,000 property with a deposit of £5,000? What is the mortgage repayment going to be on average, do you think, Iona?
Well, I think it's probably more helpful to look at what the average first-time buyer mortgage is in somewhere, you know, in the country where it's more like £200,000. I mean, then you're looking at a loan-to-value mortgage of 97.5%. So I can't give you the exact figures on how much the mortgage repayment would be per month, because that depends on, you know, various factors. But I think it's certainly worth looking at if you are in a part of the country where potentially it's going to take you many, many years to get on the housing ladder. I mean, if you look at London and South East, it's going to take, you know, over 7 years. In other parts of the country, that wait is a lot shorter. You're looking at, say, in the Northwest, a wait of more like 3 years to get on the housing ladder. But still, I think a lot of your older viewers, if they think back to when they got on the housing ladder, that wait was a lot shorter and it was easier. It's never been easy to save for your own home, but I think probably we're all in agreement that it's never been more difficult.
I'm thinking about the kind of people that might want to put a £5,000 deposit on a £500,000 house. I'm guessing wannabe landlords. It's going to be people who think, I can't pay those mortgage repayments, I don't have enough income to have saved a bigger deposit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a load of houses with a £5,000 deposit, and then I'm going to put tenants in them to pay my massive mortgage. Does that not concern you with this scheme?
Well, as far as I know, this is only available on residential mortgages, so you wouldn't be able to take out buy-to-let mortgages with this kind of scheme. Well, I think, yeah, you've got to have those kind of checks in place. And I think that, you know, the reason why this kind of product is being launched is because at the moment there does seem to be some reluctance among lenders to lend to first-time buyers in a way that strikes that balance between being responsible but also being flexible and giving them that leg up.
OK, Iona. Iona Bain there, founder of the Young Money blog, which I will direct my children to have a look at. Now, don't go anywhere. In a Britain's Newsroom exclusive, we spoke to the mother of murdered transgender